Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode with Aston Martin, episode number 27 today for the Italian Grand Prix of Season 2, round number 11. If you missed the previous video at Zandvoort, I recommend you go and check that out. And of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. See plenty more F1 2021 Driver Career Mode videos as and when they come out. I am still trying to aim for 750 subscribers by the end of the year. So yes, hit that big red button underneath the video to support me. Thank you very much. But looking at, I've decided, obviously we've had a new patch, we've had new liveries, but I've just tried to keep them as the same as they were before. Obviously there has been a little bit of changes with the Red Bull. I haven't coloured the nose. Again, I didn't have a lot of time to work on these, primarily because obviously I'm working on other videos, so most of them are the same, but some of them you'll notice are slightly different than they were before, just based on really where they were, but majority of them though are really the same. They just got potentially another sponsor slot available, which of course I will obviously then be able to work on this lot, these designs for the future, because obviously they're unlikely to change now as we go into the winter period and the end of this season. But anyway, back to career mode then. Well, we got 2,849 resource points. None of that is going to be spent on anything other than the engine, because we're still waiting for a magical thing. In actual fact, we're running out of engine upgrades. The ECU one is the last one, I think. It's raining again. I just can't get a break on this game anymore from the weather. It's just every single race now is just raining. Hopefully it doesn't rain at Singapore. It doesn't tend to rain. I haven't had a wet race at Singapore in ages, so fingers crossed we get a dry race at Singapore, and for the rest of the season really, because we need the points after a disappointing run of form, especially the fact that the team, well, the R&D isn't that great, to be honest. I think we're actually running out of R&D upgrades to put on the car because the HQs aren't being upgraded. But anyway, moving to a dry qualifying, unfortunately, so we're going to have a compromise setup for qualifying to handle the full wet or intermediate conditions. We'll see what it's like, how wet it is for the race. So, but anyway, it doesn't matter anyway, because I was fiddling about. I've got new recording software, I should say, and editing software. So I was still getting slightly used to it. This was the second recording. The Imola one was the first recording on this new bit of software, but I was still getting used to it and forgot to change my engine over from the old parts. So it's not gonna do anything. And changing a column before part firme as well was a little bit iffy, because we haven't actually technically entered part firme. I'm not entirely. I can't remember when the cutoff is. But yes, it's no point adding in that one, so we might as well just take another full fresh unit. A little bit annoying. Again, we've got a mixed up grid simulation. Codemasters, if you're watching, it needs work on this, because oh my goodness grief. At least we haven't got Mazitwat qualifying in the top 10. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. Last on the grid at the Italian Grand Prix. It's time for the race.
Welcome back to one of only two countries that has held a race every year since the very first Formula One World Championship in 1950. It is, of course, Italy, one of the great racing nations. And it's time to get underway for the Italian Grand Prix. With the rain coming down here at the 3.6-mile Monza circuit, the low drag setups preferred by most teams could cause them some problems in today's Grand Prix. So watch out for cars struggling for grip around Parabolica, the last and most demanding of this track's 11 corners. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's start by getting your take on Daniel Ricciardo. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso and Giovinazzi, Latifi, Norris, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel, Sainz, Gasly, Esteban Ocon and Ricciardo, Joe, Tsunoda, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Mazepin and an Aston Martin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So here we are, it's a full wet race on, obviously, unfortunately, 25% race. It's a no stop on the wet tyres. I do hope that they do add 35% one day, because 25% career mode is, you need something in between really to have a fun career mode. Anyway, 5 lights and away we go on the back of the grid. It's actually for the first time one of a rare good starts in the wet weather. I usually have terrible starts in the weather, but we've actually got past both Haas cars on the start. We're going to dive down the inside of a bit 4 or 5 cars, almost in the side of our teammate. We get pinched, we've got to give room, otherwise we're going to be squeezed. Can we make it around the outside? Yes, we can. Move out, and that's going to put us right behind our teammate, up into P13, up 7 places on the start, getting a bit on the grass. Can we dive bomb here? Sainz and Vettel, our teammate Vettel, yes we can, we're ahead of both of them, and up now into 11. So I mean, Vettel hasn't had a great start, he's already behind us now, which is just shows that I think Vettel's focus is, I mean, I'll be surprised if Vettel doesn't retire at some point. Next up, Latifi qualified in the top 10 by a glitch. I mean, we're going to end his time in the top 10. He hasn't actually scored so far for Alfa Romeo, the only team not to score points, if I remember rightly, in this career mode, because I think Schumacher got a couple of points for Haas. We're just going to blaze past him, really, in the way. It looks like it's almost getting ready for intermediates. So lap 5 as well, so it's taking a little bit of time to catch up to Latifi as well. As we're watching our race leader, that's Sergio Perez in the lead of the race in the Red Bull. So Red Bull starting to come back after a disappointing first season and a half in this career mode. Bottas is second, he's the championship leader, so he's looking to extend his time, as we have a little bit of an issue out of Parabolica, but we're now jumped to lap number 8 now. We're caught up to the back of Antonio Giovinazzi in the Williams. We're going to dive down the inside of the Italian, his time in 9th place, and that's what I think Vettel indeed does follow us through as well.
Definitely think we need to stay on this tyre a bit longer, but there's no question that the track is drying. We might be in a position to change soon.
Don't panic just yet, but we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
No, Jeff, no. I'm having flashbacks to Austria in my team now. We haven't had a failure so far in driver career mode. But are we getting one today, as Vettel has a go around the outside, unable to get ahead of him? And we're just going to retain P9. But for now, this could be troubling. I need these points to kick-start my season.
Okay, looks like a mechanical failure. We're going to have to ask you to find a safe spot to retire. Sorry about that.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.6 seconds.
I repeat, find somewhere to retire immediately. It's too dangerous to stay on track.
No! We worked hard for that 9th place. Yes, we weren't probably going to get any more, but it would have been 2 points to kick-start the season.
That was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
What do you mean, a heck of an impact, Jeff? Sainz actually got 9th place in the end. Vettel couldn't even keep ahead of Sainz. I think that just shows that the car is just really bad. I mean, we were faster than Vettel today, not by a lot, but I mean, we were actually on level points with Alonso. We've lost our P7 now to Leclerc. We're not getting that back either. I mean, we were ahead of Perez a couple of races ago, but this poor run of form that I've been on, it's not been great. So we're pretty much going to lose fifth place almost, because Ferrari are literally right
Well,
behind
things
us.
didn't really go your way today. Let's have your take. It looked like you had a few mechanical hiccups during that race.
Well, our R&D really needs to be addressed by the team, really. I mean, we haven't been able to bring upgrades at all to the Sashi and Aero department, and then obviously this power unit thing is just added another thing.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
You know what? Are we going to say that I'm an idiot about it?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Because, you know, well, like I say, we try to give people screen space. We gained 200 or 400 R&D points, but that's not really going to help us. We're just going to spend that on durability. We're actually starting to run out of durability upgrades as well. It's getting that bad. So it's not been a great run since we came 5th at Austria. After that, we've only scored 4 points in 5 races. That's not a great run of form, especially if we're looking for Mercedes or 1-2 in the championship. Ricciardo had a bad, McLaren for some reason had a bad qualifying, so they were 6th and 7th. I expect they'll be fighting back the next race at Singapore, maybe. Definitely Japan and the other 3 remaining races after that. They will be fighting up there, I think, for the championship. Can they catch the Mercedes, or is it slightly too late? That 15-point gap is a bit big for that. But unfortunately, we got another email from Otmar Schaffner. Hi Peter, regarding your comments about the state of R&D in relation to HQ, we find these comments inappropriate. We've thus taken the decision not to renew your contract when it expires at the end of the season. Furthermore, please refrain from criticising the team in public, or we're all trying our best to put together our car that can challenge for podiums. Best regards, Otmar Schaffner. All I can say to that, Otmar, if you upgraded the HQ facilities, then we wouldn't have this problem. But it's clear that the fact that Lawrence Stroll is no longer in charge and has walked away from the team, because it's clear that I come in to replace his son Lance Stroll, that it's clearly not, something clearly isn't working, then therefore we've got very little option but to leave the team at the end of the season. So yes, and on that bombshell, I'm going to leave it there. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel when you see plenty more episodes. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.